So, where do you come from?
Thank you, Petra, for making this session. I came from Yemen. I'm living currently in a shelter.
But originally, you were not a refugee because you were just studying here.
I came first to study, Yeah, I came here first actually with the intention to come back to Yemen when I finish my studies. But unfortunately, the situation in my country got worse, so that my mother and uncle were calling me and telling me, please don't come back, otherwise it will be it will be difficult for you to come back, and also we will be also questioning by the current government, which are Houthis, and it will be difficult for both, like for me and for my family.
But what has now changed?
It was a sort of free life. There were sort of risk, but it was like manageable. But now it's very random. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, because when you are dealing with militia, you are dealing with no rules. No one can predict actually what. Actually, Houthis were also in Yemen during my grandmother and grandfather life, like really in the 1965. It was the revolution against them, so they governed Yemen since year 800 until 1965.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and actually in northern Yemen we didn't feel the two world wars, because we were super isolated by them. So their main goal is to have control, and they are afraid of any republic thing or democratic thinking or liberation. And the revolution against them was made by people who had traveled, and when they came back to Yemen, they realized this can't be life, so they made the revolution. So now they are trying to isolate the people by making access to education really difficult, and actually they changed the educational system totally. They have now their own topics, which is sort of brainwashing for the new generation. So now the teenagers now they don't know that Yemen was a republic for decade, and they don't know about the revolution that happened in 1965. Now they are afraid of people leaving the country and let's say having more liberal way of thinking and coming back to let's say expose their tricks.
The ideal freedom situation for you would be?
For me, education, or talking about, let's say, as a woman, if I'm allowed to talk about that, is education and the freedom to choose, let's say, to decide at least the main thing that will affect your life forever. Like they cannot force marriage, they cannot, let's say, decide if you have to quit school or things like that. In the beginning of the war, it was really difficult for me to keep studying, but actually I insist on studying. Yeah, so I was one of the stubborn girls. And I was, as a lecturer, I was doing, let's say, I was calling it the treatment for brainwashing. So they brainwash my students, and then I talk to my students and
you brainwash them back.
Yeah. I tell them, no, don't believe them, don't go to fight.
And then they didn't like you.
And then they didn't like me.
Yeah.